My main field of research is in macroeconomics, theoretical macroeconomics, but I have also other fields which are almost as important for me, which are in history and the history of public finance, and also in a field that is called social learning. So I combine both theoretical work and applied work in history. For macroeconomics, some of the applications in terms of thinking about the problems, they are in the monetary policy and the way monetary policy should be conducted. It should be also what I work in macroeconomics is issues of aggregate demand and the question of austerity in Europe, whether this is a good thing or not. In social learning, the applications are, again, I'm not doing empirical work, but I try to help thinking about the issue. And the issue in social learning application could be currency crisis, speculative attacks. And in history, the applications are for today. I work mainly on 17th and 19th century history, but there are some issues at the time which are today about monetary policy, and so this can be considered as applications. Here at the University Carlos III, I have been invited by both the Department in Economic History and by the Department of Economics. And that reflects what I said before, which is my interests are both in history and in theoretical macroeconomics and social learning. And so far I have spent most of my time in economic research, where I work with Professor Carlos Alvarez Nogal, and we work on the finances of Philip II in the 16th century. This is an extraordinary field of research. The archives in Simancas are the best one can find for any country in the world at that time. And it's providing an extraordinary information on the public finances at the time. And the issues in public finance and macroeconomic policy at the time are actually similar to what we have today. For example, there was a credit freeze, or nearly a credit freeze recently in the United States. There was also a policy question about the ceiling of the public debt. All these things can be found already in the 16th century. So that is my part on history, and we do both archival work and also theoretical thinking about the problems at the time. And also it provides some insights coming from economics into the political economy at the time. So we get some understanding about the relation between Philip II and the Cortes and the cities of Castile, which is actually somewhat new. And it is actually a fascinating field of research. I expect to spend a little more time from now in the economics department, and although I will keep going in history, and that will be related to these issues of theoretical macroeconomics and social learning. And there, one of the questions that I have is the monetary policy, as we understand it. I think we have to rethink some of the fundamental issues in macroeconomics, whether, for example, output is determined by demand or is determined by the production technology. I think there is an interaction between the two, but the demand side, which is very much emphasized by policymakers, is somewhat neglected by the theoretical analysts and the theoretical field of research. And so it's to think about these issues also that I expect to interact with the colleagues in the Department of Economics.